What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing today? Listen, I wanted to talk to you guys about a book that I've been reading by Wayne Dyer. It's called You'll Believe It When You See It, right? And I'm at the chapter where it talks about the life that we live. And if you guys know me, you guys I know I'm huge on, I'm really taking personal responsibility and ownership for where you are in life and how things are, and really advocating that recognition about where you are in life as a positive thing, right? I think it's always a good mood, a good place to be when you have the ability and the faculties to actually acknowledge where you are in life and acknowledge that you can change. That's a powerful position versus being in a position where you really can't do anything about your situation, right? And we all know people who are in a situation that they can't do absolutely anything about. But to understand that where you are in your life, whether good, bad, or indifferent, it's a good place to be because especially if you can do something about it, and you can, no matter what the situation is, no matter how grave that situation may be, you can do something about it. So with having that responsibility, this chapter of the book talks about that, right now in this reality, everything that's already here is already here. We really can't do anything about it. Once, you've had these thoughts over and over and they start to show up in your life, once you start tapping into vibrations that whether you're listening to, whether the people that are on different wavelengths that you shouldn't be on, whatever the situation, like whether you're tapped into the wavelength of eating things that, you shouldn't be eating, over time, or repeating those same, behaviors, it eventually begins to take form in your life. It'll show up in your health where you'll have sickness, or it'll show up in your body where you won't be as attractive as you used to be, or you'll be overweight, or different ailments will start to come up. If it's in your finances, if you start to have those thoughts and have those patterns of behaviors of irresponsibility, of not doing what you're supposed to do with your money, of really not having a plan and not sticking to it, if you start doing it over time, that becomes your waking reality, right? That over time, that becomes what forms. So he said that if before you go to sleep at night, if you could spend more time daydreaming. See, during the day, we're bogged down with different things and different tasks that we have to do, and the kids and the family and the cousins and the mom and the, taking care of yourself. There's so many things that keep us bogged down that really stop us from daydreaming. And when you daydream, if you could think back to maybe when you were in class or when you were in school and you used to daydream, you used to think away, and they're like, hey, focus, or your parents are talking to you and you daydream a little bit. You ever been, think about the last time, like how often do you really get a chance to just daydream? So in this book, it says that, he suggests that for 15 minutes a day that we all consciously spend time daydreaming. That means consciously spend time thinking the thoughts, and not only recognizing in your life what you want to change or what you want to improve, but spend time daydreaming what it would be like to live the type of life that you would want to live when you are consciously aware. Right? And I think that, over time, we see that people who actually achieve things, it's usually not an overnight success. It's a compilation. It's a compound of different things that they have done over the years to put them where they are, where they can actually live the life that they actually thought about. Like, I want some passive income. I want some time freedom. Let me put the grind in right now so I can get what I want to get. Hey, you know what? I want to lose some weight. I want to look good. I want to feel better than I've ever felt before. So let me, go ahead and put this work in and eat the right things, get my exercise in, because that's how I want to look, right? I think about all kinds of, this is the kind of mate that I want to have. Let me lay down the foundational vibration of the mate that I want to have. Let me listen to the music that supports that type of person. Let me, let me cook the foods that supports the type of, health choices that I want to experience in the future, right? Let me take the time to control that I need to take over my, finances today. Let me start building up those behaviors and habits that'll eventually lead me to where I want to go. So, and he said that, of course, when you're on, when you're dreaming, when you have the time that you normally dream, when you actually dream, there's no such thing of there's no linear time. There's no particular sequence of events. There's no restrictions. There's actually limitless. And then there's some times in your dream that you really can feel that you actually can control the moment, right? That you can actually control what's happening, control your moments in your dream. And there's things just out of your control. And that's kind of pretty much how your waking hours are during the day. Your waking hours, a lot of it, there's some characters that come into your waking hours in this life experience that we're going to experience some tragedy, some things that happen. Sometimes when you're dreaming like, whoa, what was that? Where did she come from? When that dream was crazy, right? You're going to have all these different experiences in your waking reality. But the key is to create the life that you really, really want, you guys. You have to spend your time daydreaming and thinking those thoughts that are actually, those thoughts that will actually cement in your subconscious, that'll lead you to do the behaviors that you need to have so you can have your waking reality, the dream that you truly want it to be. And it's so important to get around people who are like-minded. It's so importantly, as much as you can choose in this life that you have to wake, choose the right friends, choose the right partner if you can, you know, and you look at the way they live their life. You look at their reality. People's reality tells you what exactly, you know, their thoughts have been, what they've been focusing on. Their reality shows that. Our reality shows that. So it's a great place to be, to have control of your waking dream, right? You know, not to go too metaphysical, but as you go deeper and deeper into like the spiritual sciences, when you think about metaphysical, that's like a big metaphor saying that, you know, right now, this reality that we're in, you know, we're all participating in it, right? We got some bad guys, we got some creeps, we got all kind of crazy stuff going on in this world. When you think about the wake up reality, when you think about the collective things that are happening all around the world, you know, when I think about that, when I think about where I want to be in my future and how I spend my time daydreaming, I daydream about being around the good people of this earth. I daydream about being around the people who really care about their families and, you know, want to fight for financial independence. I care about, you know, the people that really want to do good and help others. I care about people's mental space. I care about how you view life. I care about how much control you take over your life. I care about, you know, I care about those type of things that I care about. That's why I do messages like this. That's why whenever I feel inspired, I share from my heart, because I truly care about how you think about things. I truly care about how you daydream about your current reality. And do you have the strength to, or do you have the tools to actually know how to transform the reality into more of what you want, right? And there's not too much in this world that we can't control, but a lot of it we can. And a lot of it we can make do with what we've already been, you know, chosen, right? If you think about it, everybody probably hasn't been dealt the best cards in their life, right? But even though you haven't been dealt the best cards, you still can't really blame that. You got to make the best of all those things, right? Like Jim Rohn has a favorite quote. He says, when it comes in life, you know, people say, oh, but this happened to me, but this happened to me. He said, but you can't blame that. That's all you got, right? If we think about life in its seasons, it's a time for reaping and sow and harvest. If you've been in one season too long, usually it's because something in your behavior is keeps repeating it. And you won't pass that section of your life until you learn the lesson and you learn the behavior that's keeping and holding you back. That's how that works. So, you know, I think that, you know, you think about the cycle of the day, you know, the sun comes up, it goes down. The sun comes up, it goes down, right? That's a cycle. And if you think about your life, if your waking cycle is not what you like it to be, then you have the control, you have the capacity to change it, and not to change it into anything that you aren't already. Right? If you want finances, if you want riches, if you want, you know, the perfect spouse, you have to be that already. It's not outside of you, but it's just that your attention and where you daydream sometimes could be a little bit off. And you have to learn how to control your thoughts a little bit better. So the book ends by, this chapter particularly, it ends by just saying that we should all spend more time daydreaming of how we want it to be. Daydream about things that we want so we can experience that in our waking hours. And do whatever it takes, to push you into that direction versus going backwards, right? So that's my message for today, you guys. If you guys found that valuable, if you guys enjoyed that, please like, comment, and share this video. Thank you guys. Have a great day.